Hello there, welcome back to the Ogre, the old Git Reacts, Reviews and Off-Times Reminiscences, and this my second attempt to to do a review of an Elffor track, the Black Sentinel. Technology always gets the better of me at some point, and let's just say I cocked it up good and proper last time. So at least I should be fairly practiced in what to say this time, but it don't work that way in my mind. So anyway, Elffor is a band who have been going for donkey's years, and every now and again I have a little dabble with what is on their new album, and very often I find tracks I quite like, but it's just not my thing really, and so I've never really got as far as to buying one of their albums, and I've not listened to them all by any means, but as I say, I dip in every now and again and have a little listen. And that's what happened here with the latest album, The Black Sentinel. I dipped in expecting to find some pleasing tracks on there, and ended up buying it. So after all these years, they've actually grabbed me and hooked me in with one. So let's have a listen, shall we? Yeah, let's. So, given this artist's propensity for a mix of black metal and dungeon synth, there's no surprise that it starts off with that intro. And to be fair, it's totally appropriate. It's an atmosphere builder, little bit suspenseful, a little bit of a hinting at the esoteric, and then when the metal kicks in, you couldn't be any happier really. It's quite heraldic, the melody used at the beginning there, and it certainly draws you in. I think of all the 4 tracks on this album, this is the one that drew me in with the most immediacy, shall we say. For me, the main reason I suppose that I don't listen to this form of black metal very much is that it's too easy for a band or an artist to sound cheesy, and of course lots don't. And case in point, Elffor don't, and that's why I'm happy to listen to them on a regular basis, even if they don't tickle me enough to purchase an album. But until now, of course. But there are elements to Elffor's sound which, when used by other artists, they don't really gel. But this guy does it right, really. So I was going to say something else, but my train of thoughts go all over the place nowadays. Yes, so for example, there's I'm not sure what instrument it's trying to emulate. There's like a glass xylophone flourish a couple of times used there. Last time I heard that used was on an old Emperor album, and whereas with Emperor, way back when, that sort of flourish didn't really work for me. Here it seems perfectly appropriate and in synchronicity with the rest of the instrumentation and sound. So there's a lot of storytelling going off here, particularly narrated by the synthesizers, keyboards, whatever. It's a rich tale that's being told. You know, it's like the same. Oh, cave dogs are off. They barking out. Oh, what can that be? Am I expecting a delivery? Don't get many deliveries here because people don't like coming into caves. I think they're going to get ambushed by troglodytes and foul creatures. Are they going to shut up? You could say I ought to edit this out, but I don't do any of that. If the dogs kick off, they kick off. But anyway, so where was I? Rich storytelling. Yes, so there's it's not a boring tale either. It's the synthesizers, keyboards are changing the story as we go through the song, and something that, bear in mind that usually my preferred listening is the rough and ready and the sort of increasingly for some weird reason as I get older, the lo-fi. Perhaps it's because my hearing's going that I don't I listen to more lo-fi stuff because it probably sounds better because I can't pick out accentuation anyway. But it's very smooth Elffor sound, but I still like it. It's that smooth. In fact, it reminds me of if I'm the scruffy fucker in a pub or a restaurant. Elffor is the chap that comes in with a wax moustache, a cravat, gold ring on his pinky, who all the ladies go ooh. And imagine here's some benevolent millionaire strutting out into town with his twinkly eyes. He's that sort of smooth, is Elffor. So yes, ordinarily he's a sort. Elsewhere, you might want to punch him on the nose, but here you're overcome by his charm. My favourite motif on the song. So this form of black metal has been going for donkey's years, almost as long as the genre is old. And when it's done well, it is timeless. It doesn't matter that you've heard it 20, 30 years ago. And that goes for any sort of aspect of any genre, really. If it's done well, it doesn't matter how often it's used as a band sound. If it sounds good, it doesn't really matter, and it's hard to be fresh using this form of black metal, but I think Elffor definitely succeed in keeping it relevant and listenable and engaging. I think a lot of it's down to do with the colours, the palette here. It is, as I said earlier, rich, and albeit, what am I trying to say? What am I trying to say here? There are swashes of colour that, particularly in the keyboards, that keep it ultimately listenable and not stale. before at the beginning that this form of black metal isn't my preferred listening, but there are gaps in the things I like to listen to that occasionally an artist can fill, and for sure this particular album is going to, when I'm after a certain something that my usual listening doesn't fulfill, this I think is going to be the album I'll listen to in order to fill that gap. You're not interested in what particular gap that is or what circumstance, so I'm not going to think about what that is, but suffice to say, I can think of one or two occasions where this would fit perfectly in with the mood I want enhancing, shall we say. So there you go. That was what I would describe as a pleasing listen. Sometimes you listen to music to have your head blown off, ears ripped off, and served you on a plate, and other times to get you dancing, moshing, running around like an idiot. At other times you just want music to help you contemplate or just drift away, and that this album is going to be a go-to for those sort of occasions, I guess. And the best thing about it is there's nothing contrived about it. It's all fairly straightforward in its composition, but beautifully put together, and you don't get bored with it. You don't find yourself sort of wondering what's for tea, what you're going to watch on TV later or whatever. You are engaged with it, and so on that basis, what more could you want? Anyway, clicky bollocks. Catch you all next time. Cheerio.